Hello all. Sorry about the delay. We are on. Good evening. I am tired. We'll take my tiny eyes away. Thank you for joining. Who do we have in today? 11th of January 2019. John, Nonna. Okay then. Let me put it on live. Live chat. I see it as it comes. All right then. I've entitled this Hangout. It's an open hangout, so if you want to come in and say your piece or get it on, Andy should be here, but he's got some stuff to take care of, so that's all good. We'll see him maybe next week, so I'll leave it open after I've done the initial presentation of what I want to do. So I will have some we will have some music as it is a Friday, and just bear with me. I'm gonna sort that out, and I'm gonna give you a little interlude of some tunes. I've got something lined up that I was listening to after that geezer that I did some work for the other day. Gave me that Dreamscape 22 pack from 1996. It was inevitable that I would revisit some of the old tunes and tracks, and I had this one queued up ready for you, I think. Bear with me. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, I'll play this one. It's Rat Pack, Slamming Vinyl, 1996. The captain of your ship, and we'll keep you rocking. We're about to take you on a trip. We are going to talk about my message to Windsor, what Francis, May, and then Amber Rudd, Macron. That'll be President Macron, and Viktor in Hungary. But first, we're going to listen to some tunes. We're going to revisit because we can. How are we? Tell me about your week. It's the weekend. Let me know what's been going on, how you are. Anything to say? Any updates? It's happy time. This is an example of the music that was about in 1996 when independence and creativity and sovereignty was alive. Just listen. Happy time for me. Admittedly, I was 13 at the time, 16. Grew out of it about 30, 11 years ago. What else have I got for you? That was Rat Pack, yeah. The Captain of Your Ship by Rat Pack. 10 sovereign points if you can name this track. And then we're going to get serious, all right? We're having a Friday night. Hello, look, Pondis, Jerry, Menza. Here we go. We're going to go with some more old school tunes. This is on Ram Records, okay? There's a picture of a ram. Yeah, right, Ascension Meridian, Ram Records. We're going back to 1996. 31 seconds. Can you name this track for 10 sovereign points? 31 seconds. And then we're going to get serious. Anybody wants to join the hangout later, send David at splspro.com an email, and I'll pick it up shortly. I was in a long dark tunnel. Yeah, you get that? Long dark tunnel. All right then. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a long dark tunnel too. Oh. Long dark tunnel. Gonna give it up for the I'm a sovereign, get me out of here. We are going to get serious. Just let the room fill. Let everybody say hello. Give us an update. If you are in a long dark tunnel, we see the light. Albert's just dropped in. Easy. How we doing, Albert? I'm flying solo tonight. Smithy's got a weekend off. Please read the description of this video. It will help you understand where we're going and why we're revisiting my childhood memories of what I saw as freedom, expression, creativity. I didn't see the control. I didn't see the manipulation. I didn't see the drug scene. I didn't see what was truly going off with the youth of the 90s. Maybe it was experiments. Who knows? Can you name this tune? Nobody's named this tune. Come on, then. It is called Origin Unknown, Valley of the Shadows. And yeah, what we're going to do, I need to go downstairs quickly, just get myself a beverage. And then we're going to crack on with business, private sovereign business of the Friday nights. Drink in hand. So thank you for joining me. We're going to get serious now. We're going to talk about what I have recently been thinking about and seeing, and I'd like to just to bring to your attention. So should the brown stuff hit the fan, we have to think about our options and our connectivity and our solidarity. Our communities, I would say, are at risk. When I say that, I mean the weak, the vulnerable, the needy. America's on about closing its borders and building a wall. You know, they're on about food stamps and stuff, and they really are scaremongering at the minute. And man's got to speak up. Man's got to let man know that there is alternative and there is gameplay at foot, and there is politics at foot. And there is corporations at foot. There are Vatican orders at foot. There are, you know, military things going off. There are political things. There are financial things. And while Andy's not here, I'm just going to use this as a little bit of a platform and set it up and give me 45 minutes, an hour. And then after that, we're going to invite it to you to give me feedback or to come on and hang out as well. So where to start? If we remember rightly, there was a time where in biblical times the city of Jerusalem closed its doors. But the reason why it closed its doors to an invading Roman Empire was that 3 years prior, the Romans and the Jews, basically, they had a massive war and they won, the Jews, and the Romans had to retreat. I forget the Romans emperor's name now, to be precise, but there's that many of them. But there is Cestus comes to mind, but don't quote me on that. Cestus or something. But there's loads. Trust, there's loads. And the Jews won that war against the battle against the Romans, and 3 years later, because of the disgrace of it all and the humility and this, that, the other, you know, they came back. And what the Jews did is they closed this kingdom, the city of David, of Jerusalem, was closed its gates, and so the Romans were outside, and the Jews were inside in the city. And in the city, there was many. You know, there wasn't just the clergymen or whatever you call it. You know, the holy men of the time. There was the residents. This, you know, the businessmen. People wanting to do commerce, people living there, man, should I say, living there, man existing, man living, man doing whatever. And when the doors close, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. So there was a little bit of a problem there, as you can imagine. Romans outside, invading army. You know, one or two things can happen here. So yeah, I'll let you research the history and find the rest of that out. So what? But this, no, say bullshit that's happening on the world stage at the minute, and you know, this finance economy side of it, like you know, if the stock exchange happens to shut, or markets or finance or commerce and that, and this man, this businessman, lest we not forget, he's not there for the men, he's there for the people, the citizens. He's running code, statutory code, UCC code, business code, corporate code, tax code. This is the nation where we've got the likes of R. Kelly settling out of court numerous times for all of these dirty little claims that have been brought against him. I need to be careful here because I'll end up in there with it, with a claim. But I've seen what's happening there, and the collaboration of Gaga and this man, and then what Gaga's come out and said afterwards, and all the heat that's coming out, and the nastiness of these games that they're made to play. So lest we not forget, these world leaders and these principles are nothing but pawns, and they are being moved around and doing as they are instructed. It's very scary. So this little Trump comparison to the battles of once before in biblical times is quite prevalent, to be fair, because the principality of it all is the same. They go around repeating many a thing, and this is the issue here, that if we acknowledge our Anglo English, situation, we are classed as the United Kingdom at the end of the day. And that would be the United Kingdom that's a corporation that's registered and so forth. It's actually a trust that incorporates all of the counties. So with this setup with the United Kingdom, who's responsible for that? Well, that's Windsor, Elizabeth, Buckingham, the lady herself. But then there's the lady, and then there's a fictional title. So you have the Queen, and you have Elizabeth, and then you've got Windsor, Battenberg, bloodlines and lineages and true kings, and that video Skype chat that I had with Andy with this John Hanoe or whatever his name was. He insulted me and Andy. Andy left a video chat, got a bit, crazy, and we're aware of lineages, constitutions, battles, archbishops, kings, Church of England, Anglican, Catholic, everything. And yeah, Windsor, very interesting. The stone, while that's been dragged around and stuff, it's not just for because it looks pretty and it's nice. All through history, it's draped with sacrifice. It's not even funny. And sacrificial and sacrifice all through the eons of all the histories that they've allowed us to look at. I know it's not going to be right, but the ones that we have found, there was some kind, there is some kind of proof there, but that's probably because there was misled back then still as well. So yeah, Windsor is incorporation of the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom's incorporations of that's what it is. The United Kingdom is an umbrella that then is set up to encapsulate all of the counties and shires and districts and whatever else, and all this sweat equity and deception that's going off at the minute, the commerce involved within it. So that then ties it in with the birth certificates and the bondage, and the fact that man's been bondage, and the language and the deception in the judicial realms. And so that ties us in with the Vatican. So there you've got the Windsor, the Vatican, Francis. You've got the Prime Minister operating as part of Her Majesty's setup there in the government and government incentivized, systems, we'll call it. It's actually a business. Folks say to me, Dave, this system's broken. It's really broken. Do you know what? It's so broken. We need to, you can't fix it. You got to destroy it. I'm like, well, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but do you know what? The system is working puckers. It's working just as it's been designed to. It's no accident that these words in this English language and the way that it is the way that it is. And this is a system that works for the elite. And what it does is, as I've said before, you are guilty until you are proven innocent, but you are told you are innocent until you are proven guilty. But we have proven with the publication of the SPO's foundation, documents there, that's a collection of everybody's work over the last, God knows, 50 years, 100 years. It's scattered, fragmented information brought back together and cognized by the Sovereign Paralegals Facebook family when we had that, and YouTube videos, and too many names and hours to count. But you're all entitled to go out there and get what you can and hash it up and put it out and see what others think. It's no big deal. And the fact we've done that to grasp all of this is key, and that's why we've given it out on the videos and for downloads. And these principles, prime ministers, systems, legal systems, persons, money, cash, value, ecclesiastical, the bonds themselves. Yeah, the system will push you. You're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. And what they'll do is that at some point you will have to answer for something, and they will say X, and you will say Y, and they will say, well, if you don't do X, X, Y, and Z's going to happen. And you're like, well, if you don't put things in order, like your accounts and your affairs in order, you'll pretty much lose. And you'll lose because they operate on assumptions and presumptions. Now, these are quite nasty, these assumptions and presumptions. When it renders an iron horse going to, the establishment or the scrapyard, or going missing overnight, what we'd call theft, which actually isn't under their system. It's so deceptive that they won't tell you, and the ones that are running it don't actually know it themselves either. So Francis de Assisi of the Papa Sees, Francis de Assisi, and these bull papils and the proclamations and so forth, and what we've talked about with Boniface and Innocent and everything else that's in the documents there, that the master trust, governance, servant slavery, is a way of man, much like in the Green Emerald tablets of Thoth, to be fair, or unbonding and recognizing thyself, like others have said, like we tried to emulate via Santos's work, like we've tried to emulate via Romilly Stewart's work, like we've tried to emulate via Jordan Maxwell's work, like we tried to emulate with, I hear Stovilla Elohim Ra's in the house for a hangout. He's made a comment on one of the videos that's me and Andy are on. So I'm going to line up Stovilla Elohim Ra very, very soon for some etymological, reaffirmment, and see what this man's got to add to our style and to Anglo etymology, and then we'll go USA etymology and look at the differences. We'll have some real Kodak moments, y'all. The language in itself, it fascinates me. So we need to recognize that this system is set up to grind us through the hill and know about it at the part of the judicial stage and nothing but. So all these agents and officers that are running around and doing, even the police, I would argue, to the lower forces, the constables and so forth, the officers and sergeants, they don't know this other realm, and this other realm is therefore the privileged ones and learned friends, the ones that are in the know, the ones that already have estates and the equivalent to squires and esquires, lords, and the elite themselves. And the elite themselves are already on boards and noted and recognized, and they're well looked after. So they wink wink, nudge nudge, telephone call, quick email, everything's sorted. We can get that judged. I'm not saying any particular names, but miscarriages of justice have been brought out for me to bring to the attention. If you need me to, I'll go through the Birmingham Six and what happened in Ireland and some of the other things, and the David Kelly and the I've made musical tracks with excerpts of interludes in from newsreels and casts, and got George Carlin excerpts, and it's just a joke, so we can actually say this with facts and substance over form and continue on. These assumptions are nasty, and if the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church of Italy, the Vatican, Pope Francis de Assisi and his papacies and his bullshit there with the I found a document which I haven't brought to you yet, from another channel, which has got the writings in of something from 2015. He did what was it now, in 2011. He did not Unum Sanctum. Come on, what was the other one he did now in 2011, and then he did one in 2015. So Motto Proprio. So then, he's done another one where he's proclaimed, amongst other things, which is tied in with the Paris Agreement. I'm going to get you all this later, unless you can get it me and put it up as well. That he thinks everybody on the realm, planet, globe is actually part of the Roman Catholic doctrine. And as such, this assumption and presumption, a bit like when we've brought to you the first testamentary trust done by them with Unum Sanctum, and the creation of the crown, attorney regis, convocation, and all these other documents and decrees and paper proclamations that they've done. I don't like it, for one, and I don't agree with it, because this system, this Roman system, there's Catholic, there's Christian, there's Protestant, there's even Orthodox. I've looked into Orthodox and what Orthodox is and whom has what power, and if the Pope should have X amount of power and what happens. And it's very, very intricate, the lineage of the church. And, Russian churches apparently were transmissions in the Tartarian Tartarian is it time before that was wiped off the globe, and this suppressed technology with Tesla and everything, and the way that we're going now on a cannibalistic route needs to stop. We're not helping each other. We're not fixing anything. So for these to continue on and say that we are all part of this doctrine and we are all citizens, persons, and under the assumptions of the courts and law, well, you can that's the law society and that's their rules. So why are you going in there and willingly giving a signature in their legal realm? It makes it all good. But that signature really isn't for you, it's for something else. But they don't tell you that, and they don't tell you the setup about it. So it's for them to assume that we all on this realm are a part of the Roman Catholic doctrine. I need to say today that I am not. And I will stand up and say that we're looking for a council, an assembly of sovereigns right now to build up. And the message is very, very serious. I've got another video queued up now to stop the rambling, to express what I'm going to aim at. Yeah, this is not, I'm not stealing it. And it's from a while ago. All right, so I had it queued up as well. I'll give you the details of the channel. It's on the Bernician, and I posted this on Facebook in about 17, early 17, 3 years after it was done on the 7th of May 2014. And it's called Wake the Feck Up Podcast number 8, The Cause for Sovereign Independence. All right. So, and this is from an excerpt from Bouvier's dictionary about independence, what's going to be played to here. All right. So, listen up to what the definition of independence is first, because this is what we're going to be doing when Brexit goes tits up and when, like, the likes of Americans the presidents decide to use emergency rules and bring in martial military law. Yeah, we need to be prepared to not be a part of this under these assumptions and presumptions and the doctrine of the Roman Catholic Church, the Catholistic. So part of the legal realm we've brought to you, and now we're going deeper into the trusts and how man's been bondage and what these bondages and where the ligatures of re-lig on of ligatured, on this journey and how they've done that. And if you'd like to step out of it, or you're having cause for concern, or you're not even part of a Catholic, religion, cult, whatever, and you're a different faith, then unfortunately, brothers and sisters, this does include you, the Muslims, the all non-Catholics. It doesn't just mean Muslims, Christians, the Jewish, the Semitic, could we say, everybody who's not actually in the Catholic Church now, they say you're all in. So if you don't agree, have a listen to what this definition of independence is.
A state of perfect irresponsibility to any superior. Irresponsibility to any superior. The United States are free and independent of all earthly power, or at least they were at the time Bouvier's was written, at least in theory. 2, independence may be divided into political and natural independence. By the former is to be understood that we have contracted no tie except those which flow from the great natural rights of safety, liberty, and property. The latter consists in the power of being able to enjoy a permanent well-being, whatever may be the disposition of those from whom we call ourselves independent. In that sense, a nation may be independent with regard to most people, but not independent of the whole world. And there's the link from constitution.org. Sovereignty, the union and exercise of all human power possessed in a state. It is the combination of all power. It is the power to do everything in a state without accountability, to make laws, to execute and to apply them, to impose and collect taxes, to levy contributions, to make war or peace, to form treaties or alliances of commerce with foreign nations and the like.
Right, we'll stop it there. To form treaties and alliances with international, there we go, and alike. So this is part of Wake the Feck Up podcast number 8. So we are waking the feck up, I'm pleased to say. The sovereignty there, the rights there to, wow, it's a combination of all powers. It is the power to do everything in a state without accountability, to make laws, to execute and apply them, to impose and collect taxes and levy contributions. Well, we don't do taxes. We wouldn't do levy and contributions. We'd iron something else out in the form of how we'd commerce and interchange, yes? To make war or peace, to form treaties of alliance of commerce with foreign nations and the like. Hmm. Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, that's what we need to be looking at because otherwise we just sit here and shut up. And that's where we're looking with the assembly. The assembly would be all those that aren't happy with the current system, that see it wrong, that don't want another red, blue, oh yeah, Corbyn's going to come in and save the day. So this is the situation where we're at. We can look at the system, look at what's happening, look at the powers, and then look at how to get out of them. We found out quite a lot there. So the aim of the chat tonight is, to let Elizabeth, the House of Windsor, Pope Francis d'Assisi, and the papal, papacies there, and the presumptions, and let them know that it's just not right to do this, and then to go around claiming austerity is just a load of crap, and then to let the ruling elite try to negotiate Brexit. When I say that, I'm on about the commercial side of things. And if you play a game with economy, that's one thing. That's your friends that you're hurting. That's the bankers and the stock share, the stock shares and the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones and the all of these investments and offshore fucking tax havens. I'm not happy about finding out that allegedly the gold in the Vatican is what has gone from the privatization and the sale of the, mineral wealths that we're entitled to, that the corporations are just plundering and selling us, which is basically our entitlement. No matter what country landmass you're on, you have a mineral right access. Your claim of right encompasses quite a lot. It's not just your rights. Your non-tangible things, it's tangible things as well, and land, space, your space, your realm, your domain, assets, remedy, maintenance and cure, everything provided for you, not that you're having to submit and beg. Voluntary servitude, that's the clincher there. Servitude is illegal, but if you go and apply and beg, that's what happens. So yeah, I know it's not nice to hear, but we have all had been very, very well hoodwinked. And I'm not saying it's right, but there is a need to look at this on a scale for our communities and the vulnerable, the sick, the weak, the needy. I'm even thinking about clinics. Like we could have pop up clinics or pop up. Seminars where we just bring stuff that's broken once a month and everybody just bring it in, and instead of chucking it away we look at who can repair stuff, and I don't know, building up links, building up networks, getting anybody that's got asset to protect. When I say that, I mean land as well as expensive iron horses and gems and crap little material bits of crap that's got a high monetary value, but really in the grand scheme of things it's worth nothing. But we're precious metals, land, commodities, assets, yeah, sons and daughters. We'd like to get together. We'd like to form some kind of bank eventually. Get this trust technology out there. Talk about the trust. Take question and answers. Explain about legal trust. Explain about ecclesiastical trusts. Explain about lawful trusts. And then, yeah, there's more to come after that as well. We are still in January 2019, but we're pressing on. The Brexit is going to be here. The corporations are trying, they're trying to scare you on the news and get you all like, oh yeah, yeah, these companies are pulling out, and Jaguar and Land Rover and BMW and blah blah blah, and this man says this, and we might remain in Brexit now till the end of the year, and emergencies, just bullshit. When you know, and you're like, actually, it is really just. Can we not just wipe the slate clean? Eons ago, back in the day, when I say day, I'm going, I can't tell you a year, but they used to wipe the slate clean. You know what I mean? And we used to have a system, and this language that was all around the world that we're seeing, and this knowledge and this we see that things were advanced and different, and we all had the same type of understanding and belief system and knowledge and building of big blocks in certain ways. Prove that amongst others. There was undeniable, tangible substance over form in the archaeological evidence that's now being brought up, let alone the true meaning of the pyramids, what they were for, and everything else. So this religion has been changed, and it's been changed by armies and invading armies, and we can prove that with the work of Santos and a few others. This video is quite good. Here, let me play you this excerpt as well while we are on a raggy tip and getting on with things and being quite, proud of our confidence and knowing that we need to get this down layered, and others will need to try and cognize it. But get ready for this. I'm just going through my history. I hear 29 man's been killed in Japan by AI robots, but shush, we won't talk about that. We won't talk about that. Yeah, that's unbelievable. 29 mans are dead. And there'll be more mans put in there. But bless them, RIP. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. RIP to them. 29 people killed by military robots. The political vigilante, I think it was, that I watched it on. Yeah, I'm just going through my history now. I'm not sure which one it was. I thought I'd put it to the top, but I'm going to go through your comments afterwards. Sadhguru, what a man, isn't it? Isn't it? That was excellent. Thank you for that. It was on that hangout. It's worth it though. It is worth the wait, but wow. I was looking at Left Eye. That was an interesting one. I can't find it. Who we got in the house and what we're saying? Let's go to some of your comments and see what you're thinking about what I'm saying, and if you agree. Then we'll talk about Amber Road, the universal credits, the what's going on there, and the claims, and they just can't make their mind up. Macron, the yellow vests, yeah, Viktor, the slave law in Hungary, all of them doing, what they're employed to do. Ill seeing, hello, Peter, hello. He's in a. What have you got? Anybody want to say out? Anybody want to bring anything up? Anything that I've said so far? Or should I just break with some music? What was that? That was Omni Trio. Let's get it turned down. Right, let me go through my history as well while that's on. Albert, good evening, brother. Menza, I think I said hello to you. Nonna. What is at it? We know. Peter, interesting. It's just ice in the sun and moon from a who are for who are you? Nice one. Mad. Quite often when an event happens, there is an acting leader in place. Indeed, there is, yeah. An acting leader on the world stage. Yeah. As Marley sang, some say it's just a part of it. They've got to fulfill the book. Jerry, I love that. I freaking love that, brother. GoPro, easy. Peace and love. Look upon this. Hear this. Ragamuffin business and ting. Big things going on. Hogarth's regression. Nice one. Honda. Give me a rev. How we doing, brother? Long time. Anthians were rulers before and of Rome, bread and circus. History repeating itself now. Agreed. But forced. Bondage is not good. Every man's got the right to unbond. No. We're not going to prophesize on unbonding. The way that we've been bonded, it's truly dark, yeah. And for it to be the assumption that we're all part of the Roman Catholic Church, that's wrong. Wrong. Assumptions and presumptions of law, let alone the languages and the codes and the skullduggery that goes off as it is. And then man wants to know why the constitutional isn't working or this isn't working and that's not working because it was proper deep. So the way to do it is, is there's no whom and what they are, as Andy has said before, as I've said before, what your rights are, your entitlement, the relationships, the at law level, and just fight your way as best as you can. But you have to pick your battles. Financial claims are a lot different to personal injury claims, and personal injury claims, personal negligence claims, personal equity claims, it gets common law. And everybody wondering about common law and why that's not the highest law. It's like, well, it is to man in the public. We won't argue that. That's what runs the public, common law. Common law runs the public, the general public. That's true. Equity runs alongside it. Imagine two rivers. One of them is red and it's common law. One of them's blue and it's equity. And sometimes the blue one can merge into the red one. You know what I mean? But it doesn't, only when you want it to. So that's how it runs. The blue and the red are level. Yeah, they're not one above the other, and they are equal. But the blue doesn't ever talk to the red unless the red asks it, and the red asks it by invoking it. So that's the secret there, and that would then be the man with the private, correcting the trust, the relationship, equity, chancery, and the little lowercase name, not and using the all uppercase name as the estate. So the capitalization of the name would be the estate, but they don't tell you that. So as Gloss has said, Glosser Channel, Justin in Deception, Romley, when man dies, pon gravestone, capitalized text, public, just like the corporations, capitalized. The estate claims it, same as the soldiers that die. It all gets claimed. I'm like, what? That's pretty dark. Some dark stuff. So yeah, that's why we are here. I want to find you this video that I watched with the explanation of a certain setup. It's true. It is worth watching. Just let me try and find which one it is. It's a nice tune, that though. It's gonna have to go. Thank you, Omni Trio, Renegades, snares, old school ravers in the place. 4x4 drum beats. Let's see if it's this one. One, two, one, two. God damn. These corridors may hold the secrets of centuries of knowledge. Leonard Nimoy. No, it's not that one. There's a lot being put out by Anonymous, I'm seeing, that's quite random at the minute, but yes, I'll try and stay away from that. I'd advise you not to get carried away with it. They're always on the recommended at the top with millions of views after 2 seconds of releasing a video. Tartaria, there we go. Technology, that's what it was. Churches with destroyed atmospheric energy grid, Tartaria technology, and it's by the age of disclosure. That's a good video to watch. I was watching Run DMC, its tricky video the other day. Penn and Teller in it. Just shows you how these guys sold out Run DMC when they got onto the TV and they get the contracts and the monies. Very interesting. Oh, that's not that one. Doesn't help when you watch 50 videos a day. I might have to find it and then bring it you a different day. Yep. It's too many videos down. Language, etymology, and symbolism. Cullen Smith on collective imagination, lifting the veil, 1 hour 52. That is a good video. I did enjoy that. The Controversy 7 is where I get some of my information from. I don't mind saying. That's a good channel as well. 8,899,000 views. Sorry, doing well, doing really well. The Ring of Power. Come on, where is it? It was close to here. Hidden Secrets, the Anunnaki. No, I've missed it. I've probably gone past it. Sorry. It's interesting though. It's got like a nice explanation of whom is what and where and why, how they come from. You know, where they come from. Where did you go? How did you come from? Cadney Joe. And I was like, I must get that summarized and then set out for the family because I think you'd appreciate that. Robert Seffer, Atlantean Gardens. He's quite good as well, actually. Yeah, that was interesting channel that I frequented. This will change everything. You know what's this? No, that's all the celebrities turning into zombies. What's that all about? Where they say that the celebrities are programmed and yeah, that was a funny video. Sometimes I do watch some random stuff. Lost footage of Africa found that proves advanced civilization. Yeah. 1 minute. What's that? Maybe this one. Stranger Than Fiction. Oh no, that's just it. No, that's a good channel though. If you haven't seen Stranger Than Fiction, I do urge you. Allegedly, Michael Jackson's still alive. That was an interesting video I watched as well. Incredibly interesting. Clones and such like, and how they've been cloning since what year and how they've been doing that. Hall of Amente, Billy Carson, 1 hour 59. Awake and Empowered Expo. I should have added it to a playlist. That's what I should have done. And you know, when I watch a video, I think I'll do that later. And then you don't. You lose it. So has anybody sent an email? Anybody want to come on and have a chat? Or I'm going to go to your comments, see what's going off. Oh, Sister K's emailed. Nice one. All right, I'll get that. Bosh. All right, all is good. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I never lost this many videos before. Listen to what I found in this one. Let me find this. What's this man saying here? I want to play some of this as well. For there shall be great side of things because, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the Controversy 7. He does seem to be like a heavily Christian man. I'm not promoting any of that. I'm just saying to listen to his interpretations of what goes off and what happens because that's truly incredible. What he comes out with there, truly incredible. His analogies is all I'll say. All I'll put it as. Israel, the country, is not Israel from scriptures. Yes, FPV, true say. Indeed. Caesar. Yeah, what you saying, Pie Man? Napoleon, a many lion myth. John, I'll be getting myself a donkey. Here goes donkey milk is best natural substitute for human breast milk. You madhead. Love you, John. Crack on, lad, crack on. Albert, classic tune, and he turns it off. I know, I've got stuff to do. Is it Mickey Finn? I know, chin chin, Mickey Finn. Smithy is slacking lately. Who gave him the night off? Laugh out loud. Albert, bless you. We all got shit to do, mate. That's the thing with life. We've got shit to do. Sit here chatting on tube, takes time, valuable time. And when you're in servitude yourself, you know how it is. It's just how it is. I come on at 10. I'll do a few hours, see who's on, what you want to chat about, make sure you're all right, give you my thoughts and opinions. Let it be said here today. What was it now? See, I'm not tired. I forgot the 11th, did I say, of January, the year allegedly 2019. I don't know if that's right at all. I suspect it's heavily misaligned with the, December, Julius, July, Augustine, August, and the fucking around with that shit. You know what I mean? It's you don't know where you are. You don't know literally time, date, whom, the tripart that you are, the embodiment, the realm is truly incredible when you hear such men like Sadhguru say he can find the he can find the THC, what is it, receptors, cannabinoid receptors. You find them in your brain, and he'll activate them himself without smoking. I was like, that's truly incredible. That really is a feat to behold. Not just because he's stoned all the time, but it's balancing the body, what you can do, eating the right diet, eating whole stuff, how he explains food and saying, you eat a complex thing and you got a simple system, the simple system won't process the complex thing. You won't get anything from it at all. I'm skipping through a video. No, that's not it either. Damn it. Well, I'd found it, yeah. So good. I will do another hangout and get it on it. It's a good explanation. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Too much Rat Pack to sift through. DJ Hype. I do want to have a nice rave again. I do miss them days going out, freedom, what Margaret Thatcher and the legal system of legislation has done there with man and the crimes and Ram Records. That tune that was on Ram Records, Right Ascension Meridian, and it did well, and it was underground. I often said that this scene was controlled and funneled, and it was managed well, and it was a form of deception. It was drugs on the scene. It was their drugs that they was pumping. Origin unknown, Valley of the Shadows, and it being on Ram, with a picture of Ram above on the record label. If you search on YouTube, Origin unknown, Valley of the Shadows, you'll find a channel called 4N Heru, 4N Heru, 660,000 views in 4 minutes and 44 seconds. That is. I'm not playing it now. So yeah, and I'm just like, there is a system there. We was creative. We was out in fields. We wasn't harming anybody, and there was music going off. And then the old Bill turned up and says, "What? You can't do this." And we're like, "Well, it's 2 in the morning. We're in a dark field, and no one knows we're here except you." And they try and shut shit down. And eventually they didn't. It stopped. And then eventually they brought the laws in, alleged laws and codes. And then it was revenue for the crown. So if man wants to go out into a field and have a fucking party and not harm anybody, yeah. But it's against, you don't have permission. Well, why do we need permission? You see, you don't have a license for that. Well, why does man need a license? Why argue that we should submit? Why would you go running to the Roman corporation and grass yourself up and say, actually, because at the minute they're the biggest gang that there is out there, and we're all living in fear, whether you like it or not. And things aren't right, but what can we do? So we have the right to set off an independence of this deception, and if you can prove that, then all very well and good. And if you're managing it, then even better. You go off on your own way. All I'm saying is, how's about we have a assembly, an assemblance of, that would be women and men, and from all walks, all communities. And we give you a platform on the .com, splspro.com. You can have anything you want, a forum, you get a profile, you've got documents, you can make videos, you can work with us, equal to us, not for us. You got any ideas? Let us know. You want to set up an assembly and be part of we got to construct now agreements and treaties and declarations and trusts. If you would like to set up your own trusts and have trusts within trusts and so forth, then that's fine. You want to go legal, you go legal. You want to go ecclesiastical, you can go that way around. That's the bondage, though. Not many can do that, to be fair. That's going to take some kind of an expert, yeah. Then you want to go lawful, then anybody can go lawful. We've explained those before. That's like the buying and selling of what we call property or what we possess. Possessions, property. Wow. Excuse me. Goods. This is it. It's assets and property. Um, you need to watch what you call stuff, yes, and how you call it and how it's labeled. And they're all essentially made up of atoms, and reality is but an illusion, and it is an illusion, a very big illusion, to be fair. So it really does make you wonder. Mm. I'm still here. I'm just looking through again. I just can't believe how sometimes my my history just gets so mashed up. I can't even remember the title of the video for me to search for it. But it will bug me. Mhm. And I'm going to go to the chat room. If you've got nothing you want to ask or chat about or bring up or discuss, then we'll call it a night. We'll have a quick one. Literally a quick one. That'll be a first for me as well. I might show you these documents if you haven't seen them. I'll do a screen share and I'll show you some of these documents, an example of. Um, mm, mm, mm. Bob Becks, bless him, another famous, brilliant man. Ah, I know where it will be. Wait there. What about my newsfeed on the .com? I better posted that. Say, have a look at this. I hope I did. Casting tonight, done that. Macron, thank you, Nonna, for that post. A lot of activity. It really is going well. Let me see. I'm just going to my profile now. I don't see it. Damn it. No, I didn't post it. I watched it. Sometimes I post and share it with you all, but no. Sorry, guys. Fam. The ghost in that, you search from law to war. Just look at my videos. It's a 30-minute video from law to war. Words, Jack Fresco, must see. Um, it was done May, I think, 2017. It's quite far down from law to war. And in 1 minute and 3 seconds, you'll see a big shape shadow go through the back of the screen. There's like three orbs that go past. Smithy noticed it, but brought it to the forefront. Let me try this one. Anunnaki. 1 second. Might get an echo on. No, it's all about Anunnaki. Orange House of Death, the 11 of 11. Yeah, that was interesting to have a look at. True Theresy, number 3. Um, what can I say about that? What can I say? Yeah, 1111. They take stuff, they use it. It's just a number, to be fair. I don't see anything nasty in it. Not at all. Not at all. Right, I'm going to look at your comments, see who's in, what you're saying, how are you, and then yeah, John, the band website, most. Oh wow, hang on, it's just reloaded. Penicillin was originally called mold juice. Thank you, John. Sadhguru's receptors versus Rag. Thank you, Dom. They'll see, and there was too many of us partying in the 90s. They could not stop us. They had to allow it. Good times, Indy. Absolutely was. Banging tunes, you know what I mean? There was such good people. Indians, whites, Rastas, everything going off. Nobody was hurting anybody. Everybody was respectful. Peace, love, and unity is what we had. Peace, love, and equity. Unbelievable times. Such good times. Um, I can't give it. I can't give enough respect. And then Windsor organised it, I thought was independent and against the system, and doing it because we didn't want to go to nightclubs and this, that, the other, and the music that was being made, there was such independent music going off, and there was loads of it as well. There was loads of DJs just sprung up out of nowhere. Suddenly, that could use 1210s and had massive record collections. I'm like, hang on a minute, hang on, I'm a bit behind here, but that's because I was younger. That's why. So. Indeed, indeed. Let me just let's put some more on. Here we go. Have some more. Long dark tunnel though. Who feels like they're in a long dark tunnel? I do. The truth will set you free. Yeah, the truth. Andy Greggs of the Greggs clan evening, brother. How we doing? I'm just gonna go through the comments, say hello. Peter, hello. No raving when you cash in them times. Them old bill was waiting to be cashed. Sovereign Festival. Nice. Yeah, we could do with another one. Thinking of quarterly seminars, possibly in Birmingham. So you do April, and then you go August. Yes, August would be right. April, August, then maybe December. We'd see party in December, yeah. Charlie. No. What? The records jumped. What? That might have been me with a cable. Go again. Don't you want more? Yes, you do. And what we got, this is the music we rave to. The words in this tune now, yeah? We got love. Where is the love now, eh? Where is the love? Listen to the words of this innocent tune. What a rubbish month. Oh, boy. Gumshoe, how do? That is a bit noisy, though. It's not all good music. I will argue that. Some of it you think, oh, my goodness, that's getting a bit, pots and pans, my mum used to call it, but it is an acquired tune. I won't subject you all to it. A nice rendition there. Check out the new Gov Asylum accommodation contracts awarded this week on the Announcements Gov website. Very interesting reading. If you find link, and then you got cut off. You use the limit. I hate it when that happens. All right, thank you. Hope for Truth. Nice one. Peace and love for that link. The police arrest for murder using common law. That's right. Yes, murder in the first degree. First degree. What's that? Murder. Murder. That's America, isn't it? Yes, American English. Yes, you get what? Common law. Murder. Common law, yes, cold blood. You get corporate manslaughter though if you're a corporation and you put shit in your food and you slowly poison man and profit from it, yeah, by putting plastic in instead of good organic product, and you don't tell anybody you're feeding them plastic, and after time you get caught and there's been so many 100,000 deaths, then what you do is you pay out under corporate manslaughter. Oh yeah, it's like not like you didn't know plastic was going to kill them when they ate it. Yeah, well, ways out of it when we've covered this before, but you bang on there. That's right. So everybody is subject to. Can't say, oh, I'm not subject to the law of the land. No, that's right. We are subject to the basic law of the land, of which we all understand. I'd argue the Ten Commandments and the covenant between man and Yondo Creator. Yeah, so. Therefore, you got the covenant between man and God, and then you've got the supersession of this crap that's come along. So if you want to go against your contracts and go against stuff, then you need to be warned about this. At some point, you do get warned, but not clearly enough. The fact that our forefathers and everybody has suffered and allowed this to happen, and not known, fought, protested, done everything that they thought was going to get them somewhere, and told the Reds, and they got the Reds out, got the Blues in, the blue and the yellows for a bit, then back to, Blues, Reds, blue, Reds, and it's just like, oh wow, the system, yeah, does need to be looked at, analysed, talked about, debated. We do need to club together and sort stuff out. Defo. And I am going to get a hangout together with Stowe Villa. I'm going to have to contact him somehow. Reply to that comment when I find it. I'll go through Sunday. That'll be. I'll let you know. A single human brain has more switches than all the computers and internet connections on Earth. Yes, nodes, interfaces. It operates on electricity. That's right, brother. So, um, not many computers could rival it. But then you got the quantum now. So quantum can process the binary one and zero at simultaneous time. So it's I don't know. We couldn't do the quantum side of things. We've got the codons in our brain that aren't fully activated, and the lacking parts of the essential minerals like the silver and the gold and so forth, copper, etc., from our brains. The DNA being manipulated by the RDA. RDA rewrites the DNA, cellular structure activity, from what I've come to learn from my research. And when you eat GM foods, the GM doesn't process properly in the human gene bios, environment, and our biological environment doesn't process it. It doesn't go down well. It can cause big problems and cancers and mutations. And the RDA that writes the DNA gets infected with it, and then it doesn't write the DNA properly. So then that's how you get these other such abominations in life. And I'm like, are you shitting me? Well, surely there's a Food and Drug Administration agency that oversees all of this plastic into chemicals, into food for preservatives, and the tiny little print that they put on packets, because that's legally allowed, what they're allowed to do to bum you. As I've mentioned before, these barriers and things, and yeah, they do. They're allowed to do that, and they do that. I'll put letters and stuff on there to confuse your stickers, labels, and it's just truly incredible. It really is truly incredible. But the Food and Drug Administration has chiefs and executives and boards and directors and meetings, and these chiefs and directors and boards have bankers and people and such like on, and other people that used to work on the other such chemical company as. And you're like, hang on a minute, you can't work for Foods when you used to be a chemical maestro. How's that work out? That means that you're looking at things that shouldn't be going, and it just makes you wonder, why do you need to put palm oil everywhere? What is palm oil? So forth and so on. Why is the monosodium glutamate still being splashed around everywhere? Why is the dextrose everywhere and gluten and all this crap and bullshit? You buy something with 50 ingredients for 12.50 pence, and you buy something with 5 ingredients, it costs you a fiver. So like, hang on, the less crap it's got in it, the more expensive it is. They are the plastics that they'll sell you, and the food that they put the plastics that they put the food in. And they tell you to reheat the food in the microwave in that plastic that gives out cancer. And it's just like, oh yeah, but don't smoke. But hang on a minute, everything else is killing us. The water that comes out the tap, the toxicity, the particulates in it. the chemicals, the hormones, and everything like that. Society as such, civilization has gone extremely backwards because of the corporations and the language and the banking and the finance and the fact that man doesn't know how to hold anybody to account. We go into the judicial realm with our estates in probate. We don't know the language that we're being spoken to. We get chewed up, minced up. It's an actual war, and they've made it a war, but they don't say it's a war. They make it look like business, and business is you in your office, but you don't know you're in an office, so you take the full public liability. And I'm sick of seeing everybody taking the full public liability. You're not idiots. You're good fucking honourable Anglo sovereign descendants of honourable, whether it be Egyptian, Palestinian, Babylonian, Sumerian, Arcadian. From it doesn't matter. The fact is, we're here now. All they keep saying is, "Oh, what matters is the now. The past you can't change. The future you don't know. So you live in the now." Well, okay, we live in the fucking now. So if we live in the now and we're all good, honourable, decent folk, then what we doing? What are we doing? You're not happy. We're not safe. Things aren't looking good. We've got about 8 weeks before the shit hits the fan. When I say shit hits the fan, I mean probably boats stop moving, borders get closed, things are getting real. What would you do? Where would you go? How would you help? How would you improvise? Where would you get gas and heating from? Where would you get medicine from? Where would you get food from? All these kind of things now they come to mind, don't they? Man is stockpiling. The government is stockpiling. Well, why haven't we put something into place? Why can't we put something into place? Because of money, monetary value. It's just truly incredible. I'm actually going to give my mate in Sheffield a ring and see if Matthew is free. And if he is, we'll have a chat. We'll get him on. He did say, "Why don't you ring me?" Um, so forgive me for late thinking, brother Matt. Oh, he's engaged. He's turned it off. That's a shame, brother. Or he may be on the phone. Wait now. I'll try the private number. We have ways. There is a system here. This one's ringing. He hasn't had a chat for a bit. He's got a lot to say. I've left him out. I forgot. But what we on? 11:10. No, that's not good. One more try on the other number. Oh, voicemail. You Sparko then. Oh well. sexymp.co.uk. Good John. Bless you. Funny. Statutes apply only to the aggregate of persons who are part of that society. Well, we said, Jerry, but then you got the assumptions. Statutes, they're mandated upon your person, and you're assumed to be the person. So therefore, they're all in play under there, and that's how they see them, regard themselves as the ones keeping clean hands and being in honor, because we are in dishonor. We've deserted and got into the office of and not being the principal. We're the principal and the surety for the debt. If we're the principal and the surety, then therefore David creditor, Jeremy to debtor. And therefore that's how it would stand if you would believe that. I haven't made these systems. I didn't write all of this. This is just what our research is bringing up, and other channels and other speakers, and how the debtor creditor, A for V, discharge, transfer via endorsement, private, lowercase, Oxford Styles glossa. We've gone and had a look at quite a lot. We haven't just gone, "Oh, that must be right then." No, and now we're putting it into practice. We're having some judicial wins, discharges, judges running out of court, losing the battlefield, and leaving the battlefield first, and losing the battle. The war wages on, nevertheless, but it's truly remarkable. We're in some delicate places in quite a lot of areas, but we are moving forward, and we are getting stronger, more articulate. Kevin's redone the DWP ESA, so it can be done in two letters if it was three, or one letter if it was two. I'm catching up with him at the weekend, so I'll get that confirmed. And we've had some more changes on that. We've had some benefits reinstated after putting accounts in dispute, and helping some others, through the back office team that we've got helping. We set some groups up through the .com and then they've been helping others like as well as me and Andy at times. So yeah, it's going really well. So I'd like to know if anyone's in Leeds. I had a request from a guy called Nikolai, and he says he's in Leeds at the minute and he's getting some grief. And yeah, if anyone's in Leeds, you can email me, David at splspro.com, and I'll pass it on to Nikolai, the email address you give me, and he'll message you because he wants some backup. He's giving it a good go, and he's got some grief. It come through the .com. I think he said he'll contemplate joining the family. So he came to the consultation. He had the hours chat with me simply at that. Just had a chat about things and conceptualization and how he saw it, how he sees it, how I see it, and yeah, I give him a good chat actually, and he just says, yeah, Leeds. He'd like to know anyone up that way. He said for me to give out his number, but I'm not. I don't know about that. Maybe in the email, if you email me, yeah, then you can catch up with him and text him. Comments. Let me refresh. 27. Republic of Ireland. Didn't have a postcode until 2015. Nice one. Bill of Exchange would like to know more and about birth certificate to living, where to start, and dereg, private conveyance, etc. And so an agency for remedy, where start? Is it a lien? Wow, why would it be a lien? What for? Who against? Why would you say that? But wow, yeah. Mandy. Birth certificate, well, we know about that. Straw man, fiction, person, bonded, instrument, GRO, claim of right. To living, where to start, dereg. Oh, well, I haven't done that yet. We're looking at that. You dereg by. Let me see if I can find these documents for you. Let's see if I can do that. I'll share. Let's see what we got in here. I'll share screen and show you. Load you what we got. Documents. Quasi trust principles of trust law. I'll go through these and show you some, but I'll have to be muted while let me see if I work it out. I don't want echoes not coming on. I left the other screen playing, but when I speak, the other screen will go off. I'll see if I can present to everybody. Let me see then. 1 minute. Let me get this open. Stand by. I'll let you have a look at this, Mandy. And I'll go through it as I look at it. All right. I'll just see if I can present the screen and keep it on. Because when I talk on this handset, it will take the other one off. But documents, yeah. Oh, wait before we screen share. Let me get it up. Yeah, let me get it open. Even want of a better turn of phrase. My apologies. I'll open all three up at once. Then bear with me while I stress out the baby. Quasi trust principles. But I haven't got the civil judicial template. Let me go to my downloads. Come on, yes I am. Yeah, I know I am. Right, so I've got all three open for you. Let me just go screen share. And we'll just have a quick see what my options are. I've done this one before, but hopefully I can present to you all. Civil judicial principles of trust law. I'll try that one. Birth certificate, you said, and then CQV quasi trust version 2. All right, and yeah, I'll try that. Yeah. Let me go back to the control room and present to everybody. Yeah. We'll check on the video. 1 minute, fam. Yeah, so if I speak that that wants to stay on now, that should be cushy. One step at a time. Yeah, so if I speed that wants to stay on now. I'm sorry. No. Right, here we go, here we go. Let me enlarge it so you get a good text of it. Not my monitor screen. It's quite complicated, all of this, when you're tired and that. Forgive me. So, what have we got here? Principles of trust law, government master. We don't want that one. That's quite deep. Wait there. So we go civil, judicial, quasi trust. Yeah. Let me just get that up for it. See if that opens and refreshes. Yes, it does. Okay. We go on the that's document. This is document one. Document one of the trust. The civil judicial sits on its own, and then there's two true trust documents. So the quasi trust is something that you'll find appeared in Thatcher's era as well, more so in the 80s. And look at quasi and cest KV, or however you say it. I don't really care. You know what it means. 1666 and the 1500, 1400s. The 1300s. There was a lot of proclamations and trusts and things done then as well. So you've got the framework competence within the Roman law, CQV and quasi trust, how they interact and work. Is that not screen sharing? Wait there. I might have to. No, it's not. 1 second. Change screen. Application window. Not one, sorry. I thought it had caught up. 1 second then, because I'm still at the beginning. There we go. Back on. Yes, you see it. Indeed, you do. Right, let's crack on. CQV quasi trust. It's your framework competence within the Roman law, CQV and quasi trusts, how they interact and work. Which is your silver. We've got a bronze, silver, and gold in the foundation key competence pack. Index there for you. What is a barrister or lawyer? What is an attorney? I appreciate this isn't birth certificate, but bear with me. It's not just you here, Mandy. We'll go through it for everybody's benefit. Explained everything there. Anglo American references, so forth. The art of law, what is competence, testing competency, public notice versus free will in itself, ecclesiastical laws. The highest laws are canons. Why? I'm not saying that. That isn't a statement. That's just a question. Yeah, allegedly cannibalized laws and so forth. The first trust was created in 1302 by the Roman cult. Allegedly, the first trust, the first one that's we're in, that we know we've been bonded in, the SPL's pro.com, and there's something about the legacy being created. So this is the beginning. Sorry, I'm rushing because I'm used to the document. It's been a long time in the making. Attorney, barrister, or lawyer. What is your attorney, your barrister, your lawyer? The art of law in itself. Lawful and legal competence, compos mentis. What is competence? Yeah, I man is. So you see, Mandy, it's here. Testing competency, public notice versus free will. You are given constant public notice and choice. The rest is up to you. Matrix. The world is an illusion. Your purpose is a source of energy for an automated system. You are less than a slave. You're even less than a second class citizen. Me too, until we sort this shit out. Man's systems are working backwards and need to be rebalanced. Yeah, yet most people prefer to remain asleep. Rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Nice bit of insight there. UK, aka the United Kingdom, is the Commonwealth. The UK can't be registered as a corporation, as a business, surely. I live here. The UK and L London, Washington, we've got all this stuff for you there. Free will. Civil and public law is deliberately designed to be confusing because it is an occult art. Let's start at the beginning. What does law mean? We get into that there. Remember the maxims of law. Equality is paramount. Um, See, it's just the beginning. Ecclesiastical laws, the highest laws are canons. Why? Let's ask that then. Why? If they are, all right, if they are allegedly, then we're going to find out. And we've had a look at that. How? How are they? Imagery there to do with, you know, canons are rules, they're bar, norms, maxims, measures, or standards that are uncontested. Key word over time is the uncontested. So if there's a maxim that is used across the range of cultures there, yeah, in time periods, it is uncontested and it's more than a maxim, it's a canon. And here you can see how canon law is very much a matter of control. Again, in plain sight, you see the laurel wreath here of square through Vatican. Its keys. You see the wreath in the Masons, the wreath in the Senate. Wreath is there as well. There's a wreath. Look, the Senate wreath. Not sure about Aretha Franklin, but yeah, got one going around there, I reckon. The wreath in the Masons, the wreath in the Senate, and a wreath in the United Nations. All in plain sight. The whole system is based on canon law. Much of the laws of the world are claimed from Roman law. So we get into that, yeah, and we explain it for you. And look, it's in depth here. I don't know how many pages, 30. So, you know, we've got these civil canons and civil procedure rules and the force of law. This is the basics, though, yeah. We got your trust. This is what G Star's done. Some of his, explicit, brilliant, concise. I do some real bodge, imagery and cut and paste and whatever, just to get the point across. And he's made it, bless him, nice and professional, and sits and puts the time in to make it look, how it's going, and to point it out. And dimensions help you. We see that because it is, crazy, and we will keep using these to help you out. Life is nothing but a dream rowing gently down the stream. Yes, that's about trust. So here we go again. Look at this one. This is what I wanted to show you. So allegedly, the first trust was created in 1302 by the Roman cult. That's your setup for it that we've explained. These testamentary, bull papils, the papal see, the papal see. Who gives you the right to say you're the, of all of the religions and things? You think about it, the proclamatory brass neck of it all, of the actual, the bullshit that comes out of the words of man, and again, sorry to be so prolific about it, but it's like, wow, just think about it. You've got the gall to say, well, God told me that, and these 666 and the hand gestures there and what they do, and it's just truly incredible. It really is. I think we're daft, gone into Lucifer, the light giver, and everything else, and the setup would be God would be the grantor entrusting the earth to the Vatican for safekeeping, yet somehow his executor powers, they go to Venice. The executor, sorry, I was, because I'm dyslexic, it's always the death what I see in that. But look, ending in OR, it ends in OR, grantor, executor, settlor, yeah, prosecutor, cutory, cuticle, etymology falls in there with the, execute, exchequer, chancellor of the exchequer, X marks the spot, ends in OR. So the English language is very good for telling you about what's happening and where and how to recognize these kind of, little clues. In the Venice through the Franciscan friars. We have the trust itself, the unum. Yeah, the unum there is in the middle of the earth. The world is the res in this case. How was that done? Well, it was done through that, expressed through the papal bull papil unum sanctum, by the church, claiming the whole world is subject to pontiff, trustee, the Roman pontiff, the beneficiary, Christians of the world. Okay, and it's all gone crazy from there. But that's what they, all right, not God. Yes, they claim that God entrusted the earth to the Vatican for safekeeping, right? The brass neck of it. So who, when, what, why, how, and where? You know what I mean? Well, just the things I wanted to write in that box, you know what I mean, and edit. I was like, no, We'll leave it. So the picture above is referencing the first possible trust. This is in the Bible. Jesus of Nazareth and his disciples, were first trustees. Also, we have referenced the fish and the coin from the taxman previously. The first trust may have been created in 1302 by the Roman cult. If you follow Brother Santos Bonacci, you will know big love to that brother. We've got the Franciscan friars here, and we've got all of that. I think there was a nice little another symbol there. What we got in here then? Oh, there's lots of three, crowns. Here's three crowns as well. There's two crowns there. There's three crowns there. Can we enlarge that to get some? Oh, moved it. That's got in there. So this is again going at the basic level, entry level for you. We are considered infants, all right. That's an important word. Sorry, I just dropped the phone. Infants, all right. Infantry. There you go again. Let's highlight this so we can see it in this paragraph. The word infant. So we are considered infants in their system. Parens patri. Have you heard of that before? Parens patri, the right of the fowler, although it is an old claim. Basically, it says you're too childish and too stupid to really handle your own affairs as settlor, creator, creditor, allodal title, owner, private man, living beneficiary, because you're a mental infant. And so the state handles everything for us for our benefit. Yeah, the Third Testamentary Trust created in 1537, and it starts to get even more strange, some more occult stuff. The grantor in the trust demonstrated above is the Pope again, and the executives are the Roman Curia, trustee, College of Cardinals, but the beneficiary and the beneficiaries are the Prince and defender of the faith. All right, interesting. And there is only one defender of the faith appointed, which is now keeper of the faith, Mandy and Fam. All right, birth certificate. So this is when I say it's deep, I can't just tell you about the birth certificate. You need to go and read and get up on it, or look at these documents that we've got on the .com and that have read out on SPO's Pro, and do this. There is no shortcut to this shit, all right? For you to get where we're at, you need to read, you need to make notes. I'm sorry, you can listen to me and you can passively learn from my videos and babble, which is, where I'm at here. I'm not using legalese. I never do. I never will. I'm not licensed to. So I'm not of that society. It gets you in trouble. So, there's another notice, public notice to everybody. I never will speak legalese. I never will contract with legalese. I never will, do that knowingly, maybe unknowingly, by mistake, erroneous error, cognitive dissonance. By that, I will retract and stand by it. So, I speak babble. That's how it goes. But yeah, it's very deep. I'm sorry. So that's why we've done these documents, and they've each taken at least. I thought I could do them naively in 3 months. What took 3 months just to get a rough copy down? It took ages, and you won't find this anywhere. Go and check the internet. Go and try and find these that have been scraped from a site, that have been stolen. No, they've been containing errors and emissions and all kinds of stuff in these. So, it's deep. It really is, and it's hurt my head. It takes a special man to do this. And I was talking to G Star about this, and I've had some seepage. I wasn't that special man. I'm just a fool, an idiot. Yeah, and this can be made better. This can be made deeper. This is just, just where we're at. The souls, you know what I mean? Souls, black magicians, the Eucharist. Yeah, you need to look at this and certain things and what it is, and transubstantiation. Exactly, a doctrine, transubstantiation. In other words, something in one physical or spiritual form can shift into another physical or spiritual form. Doesn't sound very Catholic to me, does it? To you? So something physical can become something spiritual, and something spiritual is just all crazy goggly gooby. Are you all aware of how much they are obsessed with gold? How much they stash in the Vatican? I mentioned about the Bank of International Settlements, BIS, in the one in Switzerland, because of the way that they collect up the sweat equity and where that goes and where the gold goes and why there's no wars any places and what's actually happening with this, and these words here, transubstantiation, and it's crazy. It really is. So there you go. Look, I'll just skim through again what else is coming out there. Right. So back in the 16th century, if I can assure you that if someone from King Henry Court went down to the local shire and said, "Oh well, we will take that farm," there would be an armed standoff, yeah, an armed standoff. There, even then, with the land barons, because what legal right could the government use to say that they were going to manage and take that farm or property? No, absolutely no. Until this idea of managing it for your benefit, came along. We will do it for you because you're lost and abandoned. And now we have all abandoned property and life estates managed through the Queen's Bench of the Court in the United Kingdom. In America, it is King's Bench of Philadelphia. So I believe, all right? I'm not telling you to go there and do anything, but check that shit out, all right? That's in this document, number one, about birth certificates and bondage and everything else. It's not easily outlaid, and we need the SPOspro.com family to grow. We need these ideas to grow. We can't do it in 8 weeks before Brexit and save the. This is just, we're at the mercy of. I'm sorry, but we're well behind. And this crap that's coming out tells you how well behind we are. If you are in Australia, I would say that it is managed, or imagine it would be managed through the Queen's Bench of the Court. So that would be the Queen's Bench of Supreme Court of South Wales. Yes. And in one court in each country that are the trustees that handle all this abandoned property, whilst we struggle in the rat race and are getting sick and committing suicide. SPOspro.com will give you a remedy for the CQV and your maintenance. Use the key you obtained at the age of majority. That contains the word major in it. Major itty. That's the military term. Yeah, we're not claiming that. That's just the legal realm's way of explaining what you're at to get the estate. The major, you've gone from the general to the major. You've gone up in the army at the ranks of 21, but the cards went in the bin. So, we didn't open up the chests. So we abandoned the states and then we go deeper into it. So that's that one, all right? Enjoy. We're going to not save that, and I'm going to give you the next document. Bear with. Let me present to everybody. Again, I'm getting quite good at this now, what you see. Getting good at this. Stop presenting, all right. And principles of trust law. We're going to go through the next document now, then, as I'm on a roll, and I haven't really showed these before, and they're not secret. This is going to be the gold level. Wait, let's stop sharing, and then I reshare. I'll do it this way, it's quicker. Yes, go. 2 secs. Are we on? Oh, baby. Sorry about that. Nice little trip out for you. It was just a little bonus from me. 11:30 trip out. So you got the gold level now. This is all still the free, first level that we've put out there, and I don't mind it being screenshotted and copied and everything like that as we go through it. It's all perfectly fine. This is not our information. There's nothing new under the sun that we are bringing you. This is all, unfortunately, well old. And we should have caught up with this long time ago, fam, long time ago. And the ones that didn't, we mourn for, and we are trying our best as fast as we can to bring this to you. Index on this one then for governance, master slavery, servant slavery. This is the Justinian deception that's at hand. And we will reference Romilly Stewart, the Gloucester Channel, everything like that. He's given us the information and principles and ideas about it and put it out there. What do you expect us to do? Ignore it? Not go and look at it? We've gone and looked at it. We've had a look. We've cognized it. We're the cognomen of Roman, of nomen of Rome. I'm like, what is going on? I've heard people rapping as well about the phoenix from the flames and phony Phoenicians putting phoenix from the. It might have been on. It might have been lifting the veil, putting stuff together that really, yeah, I like that. But so, index, a Vatican fraud, the power of Rome, Justinian and the dog Latin deception. Is England really England? What is the Justinian deception? Trust law, the legal code to modern day slavery, the two birthing certificates, the deception, who are the terrorists really, spospro.com, the legacy has been created. There you go. You all recognize that. This was sourced on the public domain, not robbed, not copied, not leaked, not being sold, passed on for educational and salvation purposes only. Okay. That's exactly where it was from. The WordPress site, I believe it's 7 years old. It was published 7 years ago, this document. Okay, so you've all had good chance to find it, read it. And then we've put the YouTube channel for the man himself as well, which you can click to link. Yeah, because we're good like that, because we tell everybody everything, and we're proud to bring it. A Vatican fraud, the power of Rome. So you've got all that in there about wow. Um, I've used this. This is actually I've changed Oxford's English Styles Manual. I've gone through it and read all of this, and I've edited it, and which I'm allowed to do. I'm not claiming it as mine though, because I've edited it and how the originals change, and so the work becomes easily argumentably, intellectually, common law, property, trademark, etc. I could be clever about it, but I'm not. It's still there. It's for free, so that just quashes all the bullshit that's out there about us, the movement, and the family. Yeah, the Oxford English Styles Manual was put there because it said the Chicago styles. And as we're at Anglo and we have Oxford, we'll put that one in, because you don't need to be looking at the Magistrate, Pindar, Queensland, Australia, because that's Romilly's area, Gloucester, Justinian Deception Channel. And so, we have to take this and the responsibility. And what we do is we cross correlate for Anglo from America and Australia and the other, nationalized aliens of the Commonwealth. And, we do this because that's what it's about. And then, yeah, we've got it as it was. I have edited and changed bits and reparagraphed it. If you go and get the original and compares ours, you'll see the differences. Simply put, yeah, Justinian and a dog Latin deception. There's not massive amounts. It's just I've had to do some corrections and not many. I'm not saying anything other than it just to suit this landmass. That's all. And the references and there. Look, I've got it here. Reference article, Chicago Styles Manual. I've left that in for purposes of, yeah, that's what it originally said. So once English, Anglo, dog Latin. What else have we got there? Then we're going down. That's why we have versions. They're constantly getting updated. They're constantly being edited, revised. City of London, or the ancient Roman city of Londinium. The 1 square mile of the foreign city of London sits on top of the original Roman centre of commerce in Great Britain. Yes, I've told you about London, the London Mayor, the Lord Mayor. Yes, the two Londons, the corporation, the Crown, the corporation. They sit round the table. They don't have a religion. Shouldn't be talking about them, Dave. But who gives a shit? Yeah, and they do what they want. They make the deals. Known as the ancient Roman city of Londinium, established in 43 AD, to this day, the city of London, well, Babylon, is a separate entity to the rest of Great Britain. Acting, yeah, you're not United Kingdom because that's a trust. Great Britain would be the landmass, yes. So then you got United Kingdom, the trust that encapsulates all the counties and shire into the trust. Great Britain would be the landmass that they're currently using. Britannia, rule Britannia. The Commonwealth is an extension of Britain. You got Anglo, then Anglican as well. So it's deep. It really is. Acting as the debtor state of the Western world. If you're a citizen, you become the debtor trustee of the foreign military accounts of the Roman Empire administration system. City of London, the Vatican occult. You are no longer assumed living. You are all living and nobody is dead. But in their realm, you're legally dead. You are lost at sea, and that's how they deal with it. You are in purgatory, assumed dead, lost at sea. You become the surname cognomen of Rome. So is England really England? I'm not going to read all of that about the England and Roman Empire and symbols and Vatican, uppercase text, got dog Latin, and all of this. That's for you to get. What is a Justinian deception? Yeah, and then we got some imagery there again about it, straight from the WordPress site. Someone's constructed this. I don't know if it was Romilly himself or what. You can go to that WordPress site and check it out yourselves. Um, it didn't seem, I couldn't seem to get any validification if it was or not. Accounts of Rome, yeah, very important. So you see, Mandy, I'm still talking at you and everybody in that's here, but it's massive. This is all how it's controlled and why it's done. And if you don't recognize and see how it is and how it's different, and then you will never be able to win a battle. You will never be, let alone the war. So before anybody starts trying anything, you need to know and you need to pick your battles. It's better to try and fight, definitely, than just give up. It's better to burn out than fade away. That is the sovereign, self-governing way. But it's not easy. We're not saying you need a university graduate, doctorate, master's degree, but you are going to get an education that you've never had before. It will be hard going, and it will make you cry a little bit from what you learn, and a little bit inside of you will probably become alive again though as you progress and you can see the way out. All right, because that's ultimately what you need to break through the bonds and get the way out. The certificate of birth, here we go, the two birthing certificates. All right, dog Latin birth certificate, certificate of birth. Adam's man's loss of the equitable title over Eden, the earth dominion, was due to a masterpiece of deception deceived by the serpent, usurper, the snake, reptilian. Remember the biblical maxim, thou shalt not worship engraved images or other gods. And when you know your grammar and Latin, you become aware that the all uppercase hyphenated text here is grammatically an engraved image. It is an illustrative text, being an Egyptian hieroglyph, yeah, hieroglyph, I was going to say hieroglyph. The engraved image is not of that of the descriptive text of English. It is the dead language, the house of the dead, tree of knowledge, not the tree of life. You're at the wrong tree. You're at the bite of the apple tree there. That's the wrong one. It even tells you it's dead because it's engraved. And what? Grave. Grave is their fam, isn't it? It's the language of the ledger. What is the ledger? There, there's the slab of stone that sits on the tomb. When God said that if you eat from the tree, fruit from the tree of knowledge, you will surely die. All right, God was not joking. God meant every word. The language of the tree of knowledge being the house of the debtor. So that's where we're at, and that's what this system is doing through the birth certificate. And one way of understanding it, and getting it back from truly incredible Satan serpents. What you assume is sometimes not what you expect. Here are some Latin meanings for words we take for granted, and it comes from the University of Notre Dame. Yes, trust gives you the Latin dictionary grammar. Trucido, to kill cruelly, slay, butcher, massacre, slaughter. Truculenta, what's that? ADV, adjective? No, advance. I can't think. Advert, yeah, whatever. Then wildly, savagely, fiercely, cruelly, roughly, and then you have trunco, maim, mutilate, mangle, or imperfect, not whole, missing a part. Surname, subrepo, to creep up or crawl up from below. So that's quite an interesting one. The things of creepeth, yeah. Dollar, you have dolens, which means painfully. Dolio, to suffer pain, to be pained, grieve. Dollar, pain, grief, misery, pain, suffering. Dolos, that's dolor, sorry. Slyly, deceitfully. Dolosus, crafty, cunning, sly, deceitful. And dolus, fraud, deceit, guile, treachery, a trap. No men, no man. You have to be careful how we speak and pronounce and how it would have been done. No men, maybe. Name, no men, Roman Orum. So it's no men, Roman Orum, Roman power. That's from Hoodwink Productions, look. You got in relation to the illustration above. Some words are far too dangerous to take for granted. Renames. Nomen is a name, the power of Rome, but a surname is a cognomen, not a nomen. A cognomen is Rome. It is not the power of Rome. It is subject to the direction of the nomen. And if your Christian name, nomen, is attached to the cognomen, Are you having a fucking babble, mate? He's having a dabble babble. Get that fucking rave music back on. Pass me the poppers. I'm having a fat one. I don't blame you, fam. I don't blame you. Come back, see me in 10. The deception. I'm not even laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. It's fucked up shit. The deception was simple. If a man assumed his heritage name Smith, appearing as the foreign Gloucester Count thing, appearing as the symbolic design designation of a thing Smith on any paper, you get me, and it goes into the ting Smith and what? Yeah, and you got the Commonwealth of Australia, the United States, Federal Reserve, Securities Exchange Commission, references and accounts and yeah, some dictionary references, what we've got there. Jokers, fools, accounts, account holder, text again. Who are the terrorists? So we're back down page 20, getting to the end. Sign language and getting into that. Commonwealth of Australia. I've left it pretty much in some places glossar because the key competence here, it doesn't matter if you're in Australia, America, or England, it's the contents inside which is universal to the languages, styles, instruments, terminology, communication, interpretation. It's like the UCC when they say they are unified commercial codes and they are unified. Everything is unified. We've got the what was I looking at the other day now? The pyramids and so forth, and the way that the universe is formed. I forgot that name. It's quite hard for me to say when I do remember it, but a triangle and what that name is that the universe is constructed from. Um, I can't think. I'm tired. It's getting on for midnight, look, but much like that video that I can't find, trust me, it'll bother me. Yeah, being lost, death at sea. That's just something about what we've done, the legacy. Um, and some details for you. Civil judicial template is ready to go. Just let me screen share that while we're here. Then show you that. 1 second. I'm presenting it to everybody. I am now. Make it big, Dave. Let's make it big. Civil judicial template for justice, status, standing, and agencies, agents, concepts, and how to use them to win in court for civil judicial issues only. It's a template for justice. It's not legal advice, any of this. We're not allowed to give legal advice, as you've gathered. It's just a summarization. This is the bronze level. So you've seen a silver, a gold, and a bronze in the foundation. Key competence, educational workshops that we're putting out there for you to get you up to speed. And once you're up to speed, we've got 2 more levels to bring out this year, which will be merit and special. Once you take the special, you will be up to administrator 33-degree Masonic level with finance, etymology, law, legal, instrumentation, transfer, monetary economy, science, everything that we know, you will know and probably more because you will teach us as well along the way. It's not just us giving it to you. This is not our work. This is a collection of hundreds and hundreds of years of work, which is what we've found through being out in many and all realms, chatting, making notes, and doing what you're entitled to do, fathoming out, trying to find the creator, the Lord, what is the meaning of. So, what is a status? Do you get it yet? Standing. What is standing? What is an agency or an agency relationship? Who are the agents? What is an agent? Again, Margaret Thatcher had a lot in her time to doing with agents and stuff. I don't want to keep blaming Margaret for things, but you could, wow. Attorneys, power of attorney. What is republic? And when you go to court, yes, consciousness must come to save this planet. We had a colour consciousness going back to the 90s with the rave. There was a colour consciousness crew out there, a colour consciousness family. It was all different colours before Benetton came along, and we got along just fine. Yeah, and I'd like to think that that's about to come back round again. Are you with me? Am I losing you? I'm just checking back in because this one's quite a deep one. And we go through a hypothetical court appearance there. Questions for the prosecutor. Questions for the prosecutor are there again. Track 2, track 3. Sovereign paralegal trust. That needs editing because that trust has now been dissolved. The legacy has been created. So this one's a little bit out of date. I've got a file on my hard drive. So what is status? It's just a version 1, that's all. Final version 1, yeah. What is status? Read Blackstone's Law Dictionary definition. The status of person is his legal position or condition. Thus, when we say the status of woman after a decree nisi for the dissolution of her marriage with her husband has been made, but before it has been made absolute, it is that of a married woman. We mean that she has the same legal rights, liabilities, and disabilities as any ordinary married woman. The term is chiefly applied to persons under disability or persons who have some peculiar condition which prevents the general law from applying to them in the same way it does to ordinary persons. And then there's some references and case law for you there. Dunham versus Dunham, yeah. Source the law, everything's there for you to check out. There are certain rights and duties, capacities, incapacities, take rights, incur duties. So we go into it, all right. We give you a rights, duties, capacity. I keep it brief, and then I stop and I say, "Do you get it yet?" Yeah, and I just stop and give a pause. Your status is one thing. How the court perceives your status is different thing. They could be the same, but that's the key element as to how the law applies to you. So you've got a key element pointed out about status and court, simply done in 2 sentences. Unbelievable for me, but it's been done. Likewise, if you have properly secured your legal status, say as a self-governing woman with a private person to represent for these civil issues, claims and controversy, we are always sovereign, self-governing women. I man, not as a nationalised alien or federal corporate citizen, militant, fucking combatant, classed as, sorry for swearing, just got to the end of it now. We just can't say it enough. Assumed as we're all under the doctrine of the Roman Catholic. No, we're not. And I, for one, will proclaim it again. I am not under that. I have no religion. I have a faith. I don't do politics anymore. And my person is not bonded for the corporate arena, and neither am I. But it is currently that way until we correct it, which I have not done, but I'm on the cusp of doing. Oh, you get me, fam? Under bankruptcy, insolvency, we've talked about that. Standing, what is standing? Requirements to have standing in the court. Standing, it gives you the ability to present yourself to the court. If you don't have proper standing, blah, blah, blah. So we've got plaintiff, defendant, attorney representing one of the, tried to keep it general and keep it so it's cross-continental for everybody as well. This is the actual sovereign way. This is what we should be doing, who is not before the court. I'm just paraphrasing. You can freeze frame on this, can't you, and capture it? But that's why I'm going slowly for it. I'm doing it on purpose, so you get all avenues of seeing it and collecting it, and make it a bit bigger for the. There you go. And what is an agency? Have a go on that. That's quite interesting in itself. Source, Bouvier's Law Dictionary. So we don't go to Wikipedia, all right. We actually go and do and look at the Halsbury's, Black's Law, Merriam's, Webster's, Oxford. Just give me a break. A man's got 25 dictionaries. I speak one language, though. You feel me? Yeah, it's the realm we're in. So, functionary, administrator, principals, principal, agent. Yeah, we go into that. And what happens? The power delegates the power to the agent on its behalf. So you have a principal who holds the ultimate power. That's why we have principals in office and principal trustees. Then we have the agents under them that act on their behalf, the agents of such things as DWP, ESA, and work-based capability assessments on behalf of. DWP ain't the government, all right? It's not the government, isn't a government department. The agents, all right? They're working on clients and clientele. Honestly, trustees, in some cases, they become trustees, not the government, but in other positions, debt collectors. So commerce entities, registered office, agent. We're talking about legal entities here now. Registered offices and stuff like that. Yeah. Attorneys, power of attorney, definitions and things like that. What is an attorney? Explained. Attorney, in fact, takes blah, blah, blah. Powers of attorney. That's quite commonly, I know that's quite, you want to know about powers of attorney. What does that do? How do you do it? What instrumentation? Have we got any forms? Yes, we have. General powers of attorney, lasting powers of attorney, full powers of attorney. Yeah. That's why I said in the other video about a last will and testament are ultimately something you should look at doing and getting down. That would cover your asset protection in essence, to be fair. We can go through that, and that's not a problem. It gives you attorneys at law, power of attorney, general stuff. That's for our friends across the pond. And I've taken that because on Facebook we had a massive demographic from the across the pond, and we had to cross correlate. So I took some of the stories and posts and references from our friends across the pond that gave us stuff, and Blackstones as well, and all sorts, and I've put them together. So I've looked at, we know we are operating in the United Kingdom or the United States in a corporate business capacity, right? And I've gone through the private firm, corporations, revenue, republic, government, privatized. It's quite deep there. Equity has been released from the obligations of paying debts. You don't have to pay any debts anymore, and you understand that if you understand equity and trust law, so what they did for its citizens was to grant you equity to actually release you from obligations of paying debts due to the bankruptcy, insolvency, in exchange. There you go, bankruptcy, insolvency, it's where I'm at. In exchange for the privilege of discharging your liabilities with the credit instruments. Nothing ever gets paid. We just swap credit instruments and discharge the charges. Keeping it simple. It's unbelievable, isn't it? So there you go. What we got? They've tried to blackball everything, but they've tried to have you as that person to be the debtor. 1302 Boniface the eighth, unum sanctum. They presume you are their property. Going back to that trust triangle, God grantor thing that I showed you in the other document. Yeah, you are their property unless you tell them. So it's time to reclaim your dominion. It's your soul's mission. Christopher Columbus, the bearer of Christ, Columbus, the name of the dove. So it's a split there, Christo for Columbus, and the first trust, 1455, Romanus Pontifex. This takes away your land, real property. It doesn't take away, but in this realm, it actually does, because they've got the police, they've got the prisons, they've got the courts, they've got the agents. The sovereigns have got nothing, okay? The self-governing, righteous, God-fearing Christians, non-Catholic, Muslims, everybody that's righteous in all different kinds of faith, and anybody who's not that this way inclined of thinking, then it takes away in their realm, and that's how they get the power, which is what we've discovered they think and say and proclaim. All right. So 1455, Romanus Pontifex, this allegedly in their world takes away your land, real property, the creation of the crown, the second trust commonwealth created, and 1481 Attorney Regis. That equals eternal crown Pope Sixtus. This is when you cut your Orthodox and your non-Orthodox churches, though, and powers and things and alleged claims and that, all right? But eternal crown Pope Sixtus the Fourth, 11 years prior to Columbus, this takes away your personal property. And the third trust, 1537, convocation, this takes away your motherfucker. You see what I mean? They're allegedly taking away man's soul. All right. 1666, Sestu KV. 6. There are three trusts. 3. Sestui. Yeah. Sestui. 666. Finally say it right there. Sestui. Tui. 666. Yeah, we have all been baptized into the Catholic Church. Okay, no, we haven't. No, I'm telling you today, it's wrong. You belief is a. I believe your belief is a wrong belief. All right, and I'm putting you straight, pal. I'm not coming to your house. I'm not coming to write your fancy crap. But we'll find a way of sorting it out just right and proper. We've all been baptized into the Catholic Church and put down about the birth certificate. That is your baptism. You were born in a hospital, military facility since the 1870s. We are born in wards, the wards of the state. You are the chief executive of your estate, aka your legal fiction, the sole beneficiary and shareholder of the corporation. You can submit your corporate fiction, blah, blah, blah. When you go to court, Santos Bonacci is from here all the way down. I'll tell you now, I've copied this from one of his videos, and I've told him about it, and he was very happy, and he said, on that video, and it stops there. Look, and I've even left his name, Santos Bonacci. Again, that was on version 1. Truly amazing, all of that there. When you go to court, phony Phoenicians, yeah, Phoenicians and the Greeks and Rome and El and Elohim and oh dear. And we've gone through government certifies your birth certificate, bondsman on. Now you're a citizen on their ship. The waters they have put around all the planet, the seas of, yeah, the papal seas, the paper seas, yeah, the current seas. Fuck's sake. Yeah, it's a joke, absolute joke. So Julius Caesar, Julian dynasty, we've got this in here. Corporations, his adopted son Augustus were the first sons of gods to rule an empire, allegedly, and the Republic went bye bye, just like the Vatican did. Yeah, it's an act. They're acting. Oh, it's still Santos there. Actually, that's a bit of Santos's words. Actually, in information. Consciousness must come to save this planet. Bosh, ravers, unite. Are you with me? Are you feeling it? Do you get me? Are you seeing it? You want the good times back? We got love. Yeah. Do you want to see no good times in the mall? Good times. Don't you want them all? That was it. We got love, we got equity, trust, sovereignty, understanding, principles, and this is it. Now we're getting into international law, maritime, yeah, vessels and sails and rules, and yeah, are you with me? Yeah, checking up on you now. The courthouse, duck, duck, go. There should be an image there. Miami Federal Courthouse was put in there. Please search for it now using duck, duck, go. Then we go into this. Look, here's the guts of it. Hypothetical. Yeah, the guts are on after page 11. Your warm up. Hypothetical court appearance telling you about me being a Mackenzie friend in an Oxford non de jure de facto magistrate's domain of business and debt repaying. What? Yes, and that's a permission to share that from Brother Thomas and what happened. And, I've laid it out and summarized it and put down. I've put stuff in for America, put my own name in there, my person's name. Actually, it's not mine, is it? It's all capitals. Look, I don't own that. It's not my name at all. It's a name that I use. If I use that name and I was given that name, how can I be that name? I ain't no capitalized name. I'm David. That's it. That's who I am. And it won't be capitalized either, will it? I'm commonly known as the Fool, you know, Indy, David. Depends where I am to what you call me. I have localized callings, in fact, yes, as Smithy brought out. Prosecutor claims verified CQV trusts equity republic constitution judge robe. You got track 1 there highlighted. Excuse me, judge. Now you proceed. So giving you track 1. Watch out for these. You set the record. But I bet it isn't all in tracks. Let me just scan. Hopefully it will be. No, I haven't done it. I've got to set them all out in 1, 2, and 3. And go back up. Oh, track 2 is there then. So that gives you all of that from where? Wow, that one, track 1. This isn't, like I say, it's just all mashed together on version 1. So we sorted it out. So you set the record. You're holding your court. You're having a court in a court here. Basically, is what you're doing. Yeah, the living beneficiary, blah blah blah. Stated it all out. Yeah, going through again. Questions for the prosecutor, track 2. Blah blah blah. We got yeah, what you're doing, state, so forth. You have to remember we got American family as well, so we've done it so it's as easy as understand as possible. It's not easy to do this, and brain gets mashed up. Bit of Johnny Mnemonic starts happening there, I'm afraid, even with indigos and crystals and light workers. I know we all have limits. So Mr. Prosecutor on track 3 then, and we've got all of this. Questions for the pro say Q tour. That's not me using and agreeing and contracting. This is an educational document in itself, privately done for private, now in the public because it's going to be free. But that's why it's done like that. So you can see it for illustration purposes only. Yeah, and that's why we have to do it because otherwise you'd never see it. So it has to be done somewhere. So it has to be put down. Track 4. All right, got my 4th one there and see how it goes from one to the other. All right, we're going through again. So we've given you the creditor, the creator, the settlor, executor, and beneficiary. And you need to have lots of confidence. You are in control. Remember, the sovereign is in control of the situation. The master, as king, all the questions. Yeah. Track 5. So we've got another one there. All right, the tracks, music, man, aren't I? So I'm just thinking of a CD, skipping tracks. All right, that didn't work. I don't like that. I go for another one. So I'd skip my tracks, my music tracks, my MP3 files. So I'm thinking of you lot listening to a CD and you're going through remedies on a CD or something, and you're like, no, 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 I don't like that. Or if the judge or the prosecution and certain things don't go in the favour of, then you can raise something else and it's equally valid and will give you credence and pull down their alleged, assumed authority and what they're going to be going on with. Track five, all right, the judge, if the judge wants to try and ignore everything you say and they're just moving forward no matter what, then all right, here's one approach to think about. Excuse me, judge, but I will not be denied due process. And if you attempt to deny me due process, that could be man, but I am entitled to. Remember, it's an early draft, which you are required to ensure by your contract with me via your oath, then you are acting ultra vires. That's outside your authority, and you would be in contempt of your duty. You may not be in a dock at this point, and you may not have contracted. So don't worry, you can say all of this, it's fine. Your oath and my God given rights in my venue, which would put you right smack dab in the middle of accepting full personal liability for the damages you may cause in any ultra vires acts which interfere with my rights as a living, private, natural man, the living beneficiary, man pon the land in my venue. Now, Judge, remember, I operate in my venue, not in yours. In the alternative, if you wish to incorrectly presume me to be a person who is the named defendant without any evidence or proper claim establishing such, you would be in interfering with my ability to conduct commerce. It would be illegal restraint of trade. Add to that RICO laws, in addition to the human rights and safe federal criminal statutes relating to the deprivation of rights under the colour of law, specifically sections 241 and 242, among others. Yes, we don't use the colour of law. Yes, it has its woes and foes and whatever, but their system does. And you can pull them down by holding them account to many things, all right? So, as I've said, we go deep. When man goes deep, he goes proper deep. Yeah. So, that's just another little bit contempt and so forth and due process. And look, it goes on and on and on. Yeah, we go. And track six, Judge, there seems to be some misconception here. I've not been presented with anything that names me as a defendant, any legitimate claim in my capacity as living beneficiary of the name of an estate in my venue. We go deep there. I do not understand. This is very important to say, for and on the record. Going to appoint you trustee over the estate of the defendant to protect my interests as a living beneficiary and administrator in this matter in a fiduciary capacity on my behalf under the threat of the 1911 Perjury Act. I trust you will proceed as my trustee in this matter. I thank you very much. I put it in your capable hands. Now they see what you're doing now. We're going on again now. We got more, look. We're still going on. And we're just explaining it to you. There's a little bit about our previous trust there. And yeah, that's it, look. Happy days. Did you enjoy that? Oh, I nearly ended the hangout then. Sorry, wrong button. We can stop screen share. That's good. Stop it. Check your comments. What do you think about that then, Famalan? Here we go. You've got the documents one way or another. A little bit of a preview for you. Just refresh it. Thank you, Jerry. Yes, some of you have stayed in. Nice one, John, Nonna, Menza, Mandy. Did you like that? Got you there, Mandy. That was a good answer, weren't it, sister? There you go. So, you know what's what. Hopefully, you're a bit more clued up, sharper. You know, yeah, Great Britain. Yes, indeed. Thank you for staying in. They'll see in as well. Monday, what happening with Mackenzie friends taking case on for folks, then charging the system. Yeah. I'd love to do this. I'd love to go down and do it and stand by it. Andy said the same, but we've got to work out a way of doing it so we can get ourselves out there and help because we're in a monetary system at the minute. Money is not evil. Yeah, money, the pursuit of money is evil. Money itself is not. Yeah, and we're proving that as we speak and we're being honorable about it and not horrible and evil and twisted. And, we need to move forward. We need benefactors. We need people that are benevolent, man that's benevolent. And like I said at the beginning of the video, there are options here, many options. All right. Um, So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that documentation. That's cost blood, sweat, and tears from many man. I do not claim any of that. All right, I've put it together, we've published it, and we're housing it and we're distributing it. But it's not ours, as we've said. There's nothing new under the sun we can bring you. This shit's old. This shit's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. All right, we are mega, 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 mega behind. We're moving forward with agendas that you've never known. 5G and quantum. Yeah, you need to pick up the pace. Not you so much subscribers that are regular, the ones that have come to the .com. I can't send you enough love, respect, blessings, peace, everything. You know, it's truly incredible. It really is. But this man, that Pope, I brought you Controversy 7 on one of them channels, and you'll find that new after Motu Proprio in 2015, what the Pope did, and yeah, what he said and what he declared, and what how that ties up with the Paris Agreement, and it just really is nasty, mate. It really is just brothers and sisters. It's horrible. Really is. I'm going to find that other video that I want to go through, and I'll probably transcribe it and give some different events on it. But yeah, that publication is from everybody, from John Harris, from everybody that we've mentioned, all the family that you know about, other YouTube channels, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of videos, seminars, conferences, DVDs, USBs, odd bits of scribble, conversations, everything and everywhere. I swear to you, we haven't got it bang on, but we're a lot closer than we ever were. And the way to defend is not violence, it's not hatred, it's consciousness, and it's an evolution of many things at the moment. The finance is revolutionizing. It's going through an evolution, a re-evolution. We are, the whole realm is at the minute, and I'm grateful to have a place here, or be it where it is, and how it started. It was, this is how it started, but my dreams are broken hearted, but I want you. That's another one, isn't it? That's another tune that I've got in my head coming through. It was, how it started. Dreams are broken hearted in a long dark tunnel. These tunes from back in the day, I don't know if they were telling us, if they, I can't know how they knew then, but they must have known something, and they was employed and sent to distract and give. And even when I've been playing computerized games and that, I see the messages and what they say and how they program with the Dreamcast and the old SNES games and the adverts and the way that it is, and the corporatism, and nobody here is perfect, and I don't say that I am. So that's a good thing about us. And everybody that I meet that's man out there, that isn't a corporate, greedy, blood sucking, nasty, is really good and honourable and humble. And if I just think we all give each other enough chance and time and support, we can make something beautiful out of this. I don't think cities are the answer. Dodgy doctors, stand alone, brought to me some more etymology, electricity. Has the word city into it. Cities are electric. Going back to that video about Russia and the churches and the electricity, that video that I mentioned previously, into Tritaria setup and what's been suppressed. It really is. It's truly incredible. This energy suppression, what we've got, and the history, the lineage, the bloodlines, the way that we operate now is it's got to be reformed. I can get oxygen from water with a simple electrolysis and um, what's the word now called, then a catalyst and some water and a little bit of electric, and you get gas from it. You can breathe it, the oxygen. You have pure oxygen. You could use the hydrogen and oxygen for fuel. So you can drink water to keep you alive. You can use water to burn to give you oxygen to breathe, and you could also keep warm at the same time. So you drink it, it keep you alive. Use it to heat your house, it'd keep you alive. And you use it to power as well, breathe, oxygen and power stuff, pressurized stuff then as well. So that's four options just from water, and yet we're scrambling around for oil and petrol and polluting stuff. And I'm simple, really simple, as you know. I've demonstrated many a time, idiots, and wow, that's just us. And what else YouTube's come to offer here? And sovereigns, we need to think about our identities seriously, and when they call the name, and how you respond and react, and manage it as such. And I'd like to collect up a load of scrap gold and get someone to smelt it down, and all of us order our own, design your own individual sovereign ring. So how's about there was some small, medium, and gold sovereign rings with an open top clasp on them, and then we get some scrap gold and get these rings made and get the discs made, and then we buy a laser engraver and we put into the laser engraver or the digital individual designs that you've done for your disc bit of gold. Say it'd be about an 80 quid or £100 bit of gold that you'd put in the top of the ring. You know, the ring would have a clasp on it, so you've got like, in effect, your sovereign coin, which is just a blank gold 21 carat disc, and you'd put that design that you make for your, not coat of arms, not crest, but a design, something that would be typical to you, your spirit guide, you know, your family, your good luck charms, your something that means something to you, your favorite whatever, symbol, shape, pattern, numbers, whatever it is, I don't know. And then you design it; it'd be unique to you, like your thumbprint, and you'd use that as well for your, you know, a sovereign ring. I'd like us all to get some kind of standard about us and standard about it, not just the ID cards, bits of card and paper and conform it. I don't like that at all. I know it'd work and it'd do in this current system, but while we have the transitional period, it's you know, and I'm serious about this declaration and the sovereign trust and independence and treaties and so forth. This is happening, and it is going to be not televised, you know. So thank you for that, and I feel honoured and privileged, and respect and peace and love to one and all. God Lord, you're well busy, you lot. Sounded fantastic to me, and I cognised the good part. Respect, Albert. Thank you, bro. That's the Jack and Jill. It's spelled the book. Yeah, Jack and Jill pill, serpent sovereign's main principle. What's that mean? Serpent sovereign's main. I'm lost there, John, but sovereign. How'd you like that, Nonna? Yes, eh? It'd be easy to do as well. I'm sure we'd find some Smiths out there that could help us smelt and look at such YouTube channels as Grant Thompson, the King of Random, and other such channels, and they'll show you how to make smelting things safely at home from old things that you know you can collect and find quite easily. And then we just crack on, and I'm sure we find some Smiths out there. Easy now, but yeah, that's the concept. So just to recap, Windsor, Francis, and May. That would be Elizabeth of the House of Windsor, Pope Francis Assisi, and Theresa May. I'm not a person, I'm not a citizen, I'm not happy about things, and I renounce and rescind all of those assumptions and presumptions there and use my corporate, you know, status as I see fit, really, with the instrumentation that man's got, and not to be assumed and confused with the Roman Catholic doctrine. That's, you know, taken, as I've just explained now, with those dates and trusts and stuff. It's quite horrific what's gone off, and, you know, that's gone off, all right? And if you're happy with that, then crack on. If you're not happy with that, we need to do stuff. We need to have a chat. This is not on, you know, and the faiths themselves, the religions, should I say, are not faiths, they're religions, and the control mechanisms, as much as it pains me to say, it appears they are. And they all have fragments of truth, but not enough truth is the whole truth. They have half truths and whole lies. Half truths and whole lies is what they contain. And the truth is in there, the truth is out there. And thank you all. Much love and respect. I'm going to sign off this handset and go and get some rest. And yeah, we'll take a minute to shut down the hangout. So get saying your good nights, your goodbyes, your God blesses, and yeah, thank you for the journey, the watch. Share this, get it out there. It's good information. That's the documentation. It will be found at www.splspro.com. Lest we not forget, I have put a request out to the universe for 10,000 members sometime early January, early December 18, to get by the end of January 19. And I'm seeing a climb each day. There seems to be a member now appearing since we got out the first week of January. So excellent, brilliant. Thank you. All that were with us by the 7th of December have got the lifetime agreement if you would like that. If you don't, then you can have the annual account subscription equivalent expire after the anon 12 months from when you joined the family and made that initial donation. So yeah, everybody else, I haven't put that in place yet. Greg and we need to crack on with that. I am going to see to it, and it is a done deal. So we manage the.com, and it's in our hands to do so. We will be doing that, and thank you for everything you do. And yeah, we'll see you soon. We've got some good news for the end of January, I hope. Bear with us. Another announcement to look forward to. I know January's bleak and grey and groggy and skint, and it's hard to get through. And so yeah, we'll give you something to look forward to. Perhaps maybe we'll be live. We'll see nearer the time at the event, and we'll give you some good news, some celebratory information or not. We'll see. Exciting times, and an honour and a privilege for all of you, for me to be with all of you. So to meet you, to see you, to interact, and Blue Man Group, thank you once again for keeping the room safe and honourable. Much love to you for what you do. If I haven't given you a blue spanner, it's just there's enough to be going around. That's why I just thought I'd stop. I thought I could give everybody one, to be fair, because you're all polite, courteous, and it doesn't really mean anything. But I just thought, yeah, we're all good. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's get some kit. It's 12:30. Ciao, bello. Stay sovereign. This is hilarious. We can't shut down the hangout. We're off air. What? What? That's not normal. Resume hangout. 5 viewers. What? It doesn't say start hangout. It's not even on there. It says off air. You weirdo. Control room. Indiglo. SBO's Pro. Yep, that's alright. Turn that off. Leave call. Live control room. What? Insane.